Alex had always dreamed of exploring distant planets, but nothing prepared him for the sight of Viralaya. The ship landed softly on the planet's surface, and as the doors opened, he stepped out into a world unlike any he had ever imagined. The sky was a swirl of teal and gold, with two suns casting a gentle glow over vast forests of strange, luminous plants. Birds with translucent wings flew overhead, and the air was filled with a soft, melodic hum that seemed to come from the trees themselves. Alex adjusted his helmet and took a careful step onto the soft ground. Every part of the planet seemed alive, as if the land itself was aware of his presence. He felt a mixture of awe and nervous excitement. As a human, he knew he was small and fragile here, but he also felt the thrill of discovery. He checked his scanner, noting the unique energy patterns that flowed through the forest. These readings were unlike anything he had encountered before. While exploring, Alex noticed a faint movement among the tall, teal-colored plants. At first, he thought it was an animal, but as he stepped closer, he saw a figure moving with graceful confidence. The figure stopped and turned toward him. Alex's breath caught in his throat. Standing before him was Vera, the queen of this alien world. She was tall and radiant, her skin shimmering softly in the sunlight, and her eyes seemed to hold the wisdom of ages. Her presence was commanding, yet there was a calm kindness in her expression. Alex instinctively straightened, unsure whether to bow, greet, or run. "You are different," Vera said, her voice musical but firm. "I can feel your mind. You are not like the others of your kind." Alex tried to speak, but the words caught in his throat. He had traveled across the galaxy, but he had never met anyone like her. I am Alex," he finally managed to say. "I come in peace, to explore your planet and learn about your people." Vera's eyes seemed to study him deeply. "You belong here," she said simply. "You have potential that is rare. I wish for you to be with me, to share in my life and lead with me." Alex blinked. The meaning of her words slowly sank in. She was saying he belonged to her. He was not sure how to respond. On Earth, such a statement would have seemed impossible, even absurd, but Viralaya was not Earth. He realized that this world had its own rules, customs, and ways of thinking. I don't understand," Alex said honestly. "You want me to stay with you?" Vera nodded. "Yes. Not as a servant or a guest. You are to become my companion. Together, we will guide my people. Together, we will explore new possibilities. You have a mind that can help Viralaya grow." Alex felt a mixture of fear and fascination. He was a human, far from home, facing a queen of a completely alien species. Yet, her words were not threatening. They were an invitation, one that carried responsibility and trust. He realized that refusing might upset the harmony of the entire planet. Vera extended her hand toward him. "Come. See my palace. Understand my people. Learn who I am and what I offer. Decide after you have seen." Alex hesitated only a moment before stepping forward. The path to her palace wound through the forest, and everywhere he looked, he saw signs of life and intelligence. Plants moved gently as if breathing. Small creatures darted among the trees, curious but cautious. The hum in the air seemed to grow louder as they walked, almost as if the planet itself welcomed them. Finally, they arrived at the palace. It was a breathtaking structure, taller than any building Alex had ever seen. Its walls were made of crystal-like material intertwined with living vines, glowing softly in shades of teal and gold. The architecture was elegant, organic, and alive. The palace seemed to grow from the ground itself, as if it had been born from the planet rather than built by hands. Vero led him inside, and Alex felt a mixture of wonder and humility. The halls were spacious and bright, filled with soft light that reflected off the crystalline walls. Everywhere he looked, he saw signs of a culture both advanced and harmonious. Viorlians moved gracefully through the corridors, acknowledging the queen with deep respect. Their faces showed intelligence and curiosity, and Alex realized they were just as unique as their ruler. "You will see many things here that may seem strange," Vera said. "But all of it exists in balance. My people respect life and knowledge, and I hope you can understand that balance. If you do, perhaps you will find your place here." Alex nodded, feeling both nervous and fascinated. He did not yet know if he could accept Vera's offer, but he was certain of one thing: his journey on Viralia had only just begun, and nothing would ever be the same again. Alex could hardly believe what he was seeing. The palace of Viralia was even more magnificent inside than it looked from the outside. Tall walls of crystal reflected the soft glow of the living vines that wrapped around every corner. Light filled every room, bouncing in colors he had never seen before. The air was warm and gentle, carrying a faint, sweet scent of flowers and something electric that made his skin tingle. Vera walked beside him, her movements smooth and confident. She did not speak at first, allowing Alex to take in the beauty of her world. Finally, she turned to him, her eyes meeting his with quiet authority. "Alex," she said, her voice both calm and strong, "you must understand why I have brought you here. You are not like the others of your kind. Your mind, your courage, your curiosity, they are rare. You belong here, with me." Alex swallowed, trying to find words. I don't know if I can belong anywhere here," he admitted honestly. "I am from another world. I am only a visitor. I don't understand your people, your customs. How can I belong?" Vera smiled gently, but there was a seriousness beneath it. "Belonging is not about where you come from. It is about purpose, understanding, and connection. I see that in you. I wish for you to become my companion, my partner, my equal in guiding this world. My people will accept you, but only if you accept the role willingly." Alex felt a mixture of fear and curiosity. The idea of staying on an alien planet, serving a queen he barely knew, was overwhelming. And yet, something inside him stirred a sense that this was a chance to do something meaningful, something extraordinary. He realized that this was more than an invitation. It was an opportunity to shape the future of a world, to leave a mark that would last. "Partner," he asked, unsure. "Do you mean, as a friend, or something more?" Vera looked at him with steady eyes. "As a companion in leadership. As a guide and protector. As someone who understands and respects my people and me. You will not serve me in the way you serve a ruler. You will stand with me. Together, we will lead." Alex nodded slowly. He could see the respect in the way her people treated her, the loyalty and admiration in their eyes. He realized that refusing might offend the entire civilization. But he also felt a spark of excitement. He had trained his whole life for exploration and challenge, but never had he imagined he would face one like this. Vero led him into a grand hall filled with Viorlian leaders and scholars. Each one bowed as he entered, their faces curious and respectful. Alex noticed the quiet intelligence in their eyes. They were not blindly loyal, they were thoughtful, aware of the Queen's expectations. "You will meet many of my people," Vera said. "They will teach you our ways, our knowledge, and our values. you will learn what it means to belong here. If you accept, you will have my guidance. If you refuse, you may leave. But know this, you are rare, Alex. Few of your kind have the mind to understand this world. Few could lead with me. Alex looked around at the faces of the Viralians. He felt a strange sense of responsibility. This was a chance to do something greater than himself, to use his knowledge and courage to help an entire civilization. But the question remained, could he trust himself to do it? Could he live up to the expectations of a queen who clearly saw more in him than he had ever seen in himself? I want to learn, he said finally. I want to understand your people, your world, and you. I do not know if I am ready to accept everything yet, but I will try. Vera's smile widened, though it remained calm and regal. That is all I ask, Alex. Understanding comes before acceptance. You will live in the palace, learn our ways, and see the responsibilities of leadership. Then, when the time comes, you will make your choice. For the next few days, Alex explored the palace and its surroundings under Vera's guidance. He visited classrooms where young Viralians studied advanced sciences, gardens where plants moved as if aware of the humans and aliens walking through them, and laboratories where knowledge of the planet's ecosystem was carefully recorded. He was amazed at the harmony between technology and nature, and he realized how much he could learn here. Everywhere he went, Vera explained the customs and values of her people. We believe in balance, she said. Balance between knowledge and nature, between power and responsibility. A leader is not only wise, but also compassionate. That is what I ask of you. Alex felt a growing admiration for the queen. She was not only powerful but thoughtful and fair. She expected respect, yes, but she also offered trust and guidance. He began to see that her decree that he belonged to her was not a demand of ownership, but an invitation to partnership, to share a purpose greater than himself. By the end of the week, Alex understood more about Viralia than he could have imagined. He saw the potential of this world, the strength of its people, and the wisdom of its queen. Though he had not yet made his final choice, he knew that he was no longer just a visitor. He was part of a story far larger than he had ever imagined, and the first steps of that story had already begun. The days passed quickly for Alex as he began to learn more about Viralia. Each morning, he walked through the palace gardens with Vera, observing how the plants moved in gentle patterns, almost as if they were breathing. Birds with rainbow-colored wings sang in harmony, and small animals peeked curiously from behind the glowing foliage. Alex was amazed at the harmony of life on this planet. Every creature, plant, and person seemed connected in a way he had never seen on Earth. Vera guided him patiently, explaining the ways of her people. We value knowledge, balance, and respect, she said. Our technology is advanced, but it never harms nature. We work with it, not against it. That is the way of Viralia. Alex listened carefully, asking questions and trying to understand. He learned about the Viralian system of governance, where leaders worked together and shared wisdom rather than commanding blindly. Every decision was made with thought and care for the people and the planet. He realized how different this was from Earth, where power often caused conflict. One afternoon, Vera took him to the Hall of Scholars, a vast room filled with floating devices that displayed holographic images of Viralia's history, science, and technology. Viralians moved gracefully around the room, discussing ideas and sharing knowledge. These are our scholars, Vera said. They dedicate their lives to learning, discovering, and teaching. They will help you understand our world. Alex approached a holographic display showing the life cycle of the teal glowing plants in the palace gardens. He traced the patterns with his hand, fascinated by their intricate design. "Your plants, they seem alive in a way that is more than biology," he said. Vera smiled. "They are alive, in mind and spirit as well as body. Everything on Viralaya has a purpose and a consciousness, even if it is different from yours. Learning to see and respect that is important if you wish to belong here." Over the next few days, Alex began practicing with Viralian technology. He was amazed at how seamlessly it worked with the natural environment. Tools responded to thought and motion, and the buildings adjusted to the needs of the people automatically. He struggled at first, as it was unlike any machine he had used before, but with Vera's guidance, he learned quickly. Vera watched him patiently. "Your mind is adaptable," she said. "That is why I chose you. Humans often see only what is in front of them, but you have curiosity and creativity. Those traits can help Viralaya grow." Alex felt a sense of pride but also humility. He realized that he had much to learn, not only about technology but about the philosophy and values of this world. He began to understand that Vera's offer to become her companion was not just a personal decree, it was a recognition of his potential to help guide a civilization. One evening, as the twin suns began to set and bathe the palace in shades of orange and teal, Vera and Alex walked along a terrace overlooking the forest. "Do you see," she said, "how every tree, every river, every living being has a role? That is the foundation of our society. Leadership is not about control, it is about understanding and caring for the whole." Alex nodded slowly. "It is beautiful, and it makes sense. Your people respect life in a way I have never seen before. I want to learn it. I want to understand it fully." Vera stopped and looked at him carefully. "Then you are already on the path. Understanding comes before acceptance, and you are learning quickly. Remember, Alex, it is not enough to observe. You must participate. You must contribute. That is how you become part of Viralaya." Encouraged by her words, Alex began to take small responsibilities. He helped scholars with experiments, advised on minor technical issues, and even suggested small improvements to certain processes. Each time, Vera watched him closely, offering praise and guidance. He began to feel a connection not only to the queen but to her people as well. He noticed how the Viralians responded to him. At first, they were cautious, unsure how a human might fit into their society. But as they saw his willingness to learn and help, their faces softened. They asked questions, shared ideas, and treated him with quiet respect. Alex realized that this was a society built on trust and understanding, and he felt proud to be slowly accepted. By the end of the week, Alex began to understand a truth that had seemed impossible when he first arrived. Viralaya was not just a beautiful planet, it was a living example of balance, wisdom, and harmony. And Vera, the queen who had declared he belonged to her, was not merely powerful but wise and compassionate. Alex still had much to learn, and he did not yet fully understand the responsibilities that would come with Vera's decree. But he also felt a growing sense of purpose. For the first time in his life, he realized that he could belong somewhere, not because he was ordered to, but because he had the chance to contribute, to learn, and to be part of something greater than himself. And as the twin suns disappeared below the horizon, painting the skies in teal and gold, Alex knew that his journey on Viralaya had truly begun. Alex had begun to feel comfortable on Viralaya, learning its customs, helping the scholars, and exploring the palace with Vera. But one morning, as he walked through the palace gardens, an urgent alert echoed through the crystal halls. The soft hum of the planet's life shifted into a tense vibration that made Alex's heart race. Vera appeared at his side almost instantly, her expression serious. "Alex," she said, "we have a problem. A fleet of alien ships approaches Viralaya. They come to take our resources and control our world. We must act quickly." Alex felt a rush of fear mixed with determination. He had studied many battles on Earth through books and simulations, but nothing compared to facing a real threat to an entire planet. He knew that this was not just about survival, it was about protecting the people who had already accepted him as part of their world. Vera led Alex to the council chamber, a massive space filled with glowing maps and holographic displays of Viralaya and the surrounding space. Leaders of the planet moved with calm urgency, discussing strategies in their melodic language. The moment they saw Alex, they paused, curious about what this human might contribute. "We need new strategies," Vera said, addressing the council. "This fleet is stronger than anything we have faced before. But Alex has knowledge of human tactics and inventions. He may help us protect Viralaya." Alex felt nervous under the attention of the council. All eyes were on him, expecting insight and guidance. He swallowed, then studied the holographic displays. The alien fleet was large, with sleek ships designed for attack. Viralaya's defenses were strong but not designed for this level of aggression. "I think we can use their speed against them," Alex said slowly, pointing to patterns on the map. "Their ships move fast, but they rely on straight attacks. If we create decoy routes and control the paths they take, we can protect the cities while minimizing risk to your people." Vera nodded, her eyes sharp with focus. "Good. Work with the defense leaders. Plan carefully. Lives depend on your decisions." For the next few hours, Alex worked with the Viralian commanders. They listened to his ideas, sometimes questioning him, but they followed his guidance because he offered a fresh perspective. He suggested moving energy shields to create barriers in space, setting traps for the fleet, and using natural gravitational fields to slow the alien ships. It was a delicate plan, and he felt the weight of responsibility on his shoulders. Finally, the moment arrived. The alien fleet entered Viralian space, its ships glinting ominously in the twin suns' light. Vera stood beside Alex on a command balcony, observing the fleet with calm determination. "Remember," she said quietly, "balance and precision. Protect life, not only victory." Alex nodded, his hands gripping the railing. He felt a strange combination of fear and excitement. He was not just an observer here, he was part of the defense, part of the leadership. His decisions could save or endanger thousands of lives. The battle began. Viralian ships moved in coordinated patterns, their energy shields glowing as the alien fleet advanced. Alex guided movements through the holographic displays, adjusting positions and predicting enemy maneuvers. The aliens attacked with speed and power, but Alex's strategies worked. They redirected the enemy ships, avoided unnecessary destruction, and protected the cities. Vera watched him closely, her expression unreadable. When one of Alex's maneuvers successfully diverted a group of enemy ships away from a populated area, she allowed herself a small smile. The Viralians began to trust his instincts, moving with precision and confidence. Hours passed in tense silence. The alien fleet tried to adapt, but Alex's tactics anticipated their movements. Finally, the remaining ships retreated, unable to breach Viralia's defenses. The planet was safe. The council chamber erupted in relief and quiet celebration. Viralians bowed to Alex, acknowledging his contribution. He felt exhausted but proud. Never in his life had he imagined that he would be trusted to save an entire world. Vera approached him afterward, her eyes warm. "You did well, Alex," she said. "Your courage and mind helped protect my people. Today, you became more than a visitor. You became part of Viralia's strength." Alex smiled, feeling a deep sense of accomplishment. He realized that Vera had not just chosen him for companionship, she had seen the potential within him to make a real difference. That trust was a gift, and he vowed to continue learning and growing to honor it. As the twin suns set again, painting the sky in golden teal hues, Alex stood beside Vera on the palace balcony. The planet below was peaceful once more, and for the first time, he felt that he truly belonged, not because he was commanded to, but because he had proven himself through courage, thought, and action. After the battle, life on Viralia slowly returned to its peaceful rhythm. The alien fleet had retreated, and the people were safe. Alex felt a sense of accomplishment, but he also felt something new, an understanding of the responsibilities that came with his growing role. He was no longer just a visitor, he had earned the respect of Viralia's people and the trust of their queen. Vera invited Alex to walk with her through the palace gardens in the late morning. The twin suns hung high in the sky, casting soft shadows across the glowing teal plants. Birds with delicate wings sang melodious tunes, and the gentle hum of the forest made the air feel alive. "You handled the battle with courage and intelligence," Vera said, her voice calm but filled with meaning. "I knew you had potential, but today you proved it. My people saw your value, and so did I." Alex nodded, feeling warmth spread through him. "I couldn't have done it without your guidance. You taught me about your people, your strategies, and your way of thinking. I only applied what I learned." Vera's eyes softened. "That is part of leadership, Alex. Understanding, adapting, and acting wisely. But courage comes from within. You showed that today." For the first time, Alex noticed a different side of the queen. She was not only a leader but also thoughtful and reflective. Her authority was undeniable, but it was paired with fairness and care for those she led. He felt respect growing in his heart, not just for her power, but for her wisdom. Over the next few days, Alex and Vera spent more time together. They discussed philosophy, the history of Viralia, and the delicate balance of its society. Alex was amazed at how much thought Vera put into every decision. She considered the welfare of her people, the health of the planet, and the consequences of every action. Her vision went far beyond simple leadership. It was the vision of a society living in harmony with itself and its world. One afternoon, as they walked along the palace terraces overlooking the glowing forests, Alex asked, "How do you carry such responsibility, Vera? It seems overwhelming." Vera looked out at the horizon, her expression serene. "It is not easy," she admitted. "But responsibility is a gift, not a burden. My people trust me, and I must honor that trust. Leadership is not about ruling, it is about guiding, protecting, and learning with them." Alex nodded, thinking about how much he had learned in just a few weeks. He realized that Vera's strength came not only from her intelligence but also from her respect for others. She listened, she observed, and she cared. That combination made her truly remarkable. As they continued their walk, Vera shared more about her world. "Our society thrives because we value balance. Every action has a purpose. Every life is connected. When one prospers, all prosper. This is why your ideas during the battle worked. You saw possibilities that we had not considered. You understood the balance." Alex felt a deep sense of pride, but also humility. He had only just begun to understand the depth of Viralia's culture and the wisdom of its queen. Yet he felt honored to play a role in it, however small it might seem. Later that evening, the palace hosted a gathering of scholars and leaders to honor the efforts that had defended the planet. Alex watched as Viralians of all ages shared ideas, discussed plans, and celebrated their renewed safety. He noticed that their eyes often sought his, a sign of recognition and respect. He realized that he had become part of their world, not because of any command, but because of his actions and willingness to learn. Vera joined him during the celebration, her presence calm and reassuring. "Do you feel the difference?" she asked quietly. "The respect of a people is earned, Alex. You have earned it?" Alex smiled. "I never expected this. I thought I was just a visitor, but now I feel connected. I feel like I belong in some way." Vera's eyes glimmered softly. Belonging is not about being commanded or ordered. It is about understanding, contributing, and being trusted. You are beginning to see that, and it pleases me. As the twin suns set, painting the sky in soft teal and gold, Alex stood beside Vera on the palace balcony. He looked down at the glowing forests and the peaceful cities, realizing the significance of the trust placed in him. He was no longer simply a human from another world, he was a partner, a contributor, and someone who could help shape the future of an entire civilization. For the first time, Alex felt a sense of true purpose. He admired Vera not only as a queen but also as a guide, a mentor, and a wise friend. And in that admiration, he began to feel the beginnings of a bond that went beyond duty or obligation. It was built on respect, understanding, and shared vision, a connection that promised to grow stronger in the days to come. Alex knew that challenges lay ahead, but he also knew that he was ready to face them. With Vera by his side and the trust of her people behind him, he felt capable of meeting any trial. And for the first time, he understood that belonging was not about where one comes from, it was about what one chooses to give, and what one learns in the journey. After the recent battle, life on Viralia slowly returned to a peaceful rhythm. Alex spent his days learning from Vera and her people, gaining deeper knowledge of the planet and its society. Every day, he discovered something new, an idea, a technique, or a way of thinking that expanded his understanding of leadership and balance. Vera noticed Alex's dedication and growth. She invited him to join her on walks through the palace gardens and the surrounding forests, not just to observe, but to discuss ideas and share insights. "Learning is not enough, Alex," she said one morning. "To belong here, you must connect. You must understand my people and our ways, but also yourself and what you can give." Alex listened carefully, realizing how much wisdom lay in her words. He had spent much of his life chasing adventure and knowledge, but here he was learning something deeper: the importance of connection, empathy, and responsibility. One day, Vera led Alex to the River of Light, a long, winding waterway that reflected the twin suns in dazzling patterns. Viralians often came here to meditate, reflect, and plan. Alex watched as the locals moved gracefully along the riverbanks, their eyes calm and focused. "This is where we come to find clarity," Vera explained. "It is not enough to act with skill or strength. One must also act with understanding. The mind and heart must work together." Alex took a seat on a smooth stone at the river's edge, feeling the gentle energy of the water beneath him. "I see now," he said. "It is not just about learning tactics or strategies. It is about understanding people, their needs, and the balance of life around them." Vera sat beside him, her presence quiet but strong. "Yes. Leadership is more than decisions, it is trust, guidance, and respect." My people follow me because they know I care, not because I command. That is what I hope you will learn. Over the next few days, Alex immersed himself in Viralian culture. He observed festivals celebrating knowledge and nature, helped scholars record the movements of wildlife, and learned how to use Viralian tools to harmonize with the planet rather than dominate it. He began to see how deeply every action affected the balance of life. Through these experiences, Alex and Vera's bond grew stronger. They discussed ideas openly, sharing perspectives from their different worlds. Alex taught Vera about human exploration, innovation, and problem-solving, while Vera shared the philosophies of balance, respect, and harmony that guided her civilization. One evening, as the twin suns set, Alex and Vera stood on the palace balcony overlooking the glowing forests. Alex felt a quiet sense of peace. I never imagined I could learn so much from one place, he said. Your people, your planet, it feels like a living classroom, but also a home. Vera turned to him with a gentle smile. That is the purpose of Viralaya, Alex. Knowledge and connection are not separate, they are part of the same whole. You are beginning to understand that. You are learning not only about us but about yourself. Alex realized she was right. He had come to Viralaya as an explorer, a visitor from another world. But through his experiences, his courage, and his willingness to learn, he was becoming part of something bigger. He was not only contributing to Viralaya's growth but also discovering his own potential for leadership and understanding. As days turned into weeks, Alex took on more responsibilities. He advised Viralian scholars on technical challenges, helped design new energy-efficient systems, and worked with guards to improve strategies for protecting the planet. Each task strengthened his connection to the people and deepened his respect for Vera. Through these experiences, Alex began to understand the true meaning of Vera's decree. She had not claimed him for possession or authority, she had invited him into partnership. She saw his potential, trusted his mind and heart, and gave him the opportunity to grow alongside her and her people. One evening, as they watched the stars appear in the Viralian sky, Alex spoke quietly. I feel different now. I understand your people, your world, and your vision. I feel like I can be a part of it, not because you asked me, but because I want to help. Vera's eyes softened, filled with quiet approval. That is the connection I hoped for, Alex. True belonging comes from understanding and choice, not command. You are learning, and that makes you stronger. Together, we can lead this world wisely and with care. For the first time, Alex felt a deep sense of belonging. It was not something given or demanded, it was something he had earned through learning, effort, and understanding. He realized that Viralaya had changed him, and he had changed in return, growing into someone capable of contributing to a civilization far beyond his own world. As the night settled over the glowing forests, Alex and Vera stood together, looking toward the future. They knew challenges would come, but their bond, built on mutual respect, understanding, and shared vision, would guide them. Alex finally felt ready to embrace the role that had been offered to him, knowing that his journey with Viralaya and its queen was only beginning. The palace of Viralaya glowed softly in the light of the twin suns as Alex walked beside Vera. The forest stretched endlessly beyond the walls, glowing with teal and gold hues, and the hum of life filled the air. Alex felt a sense of calm and purpose that he had never experienced on Earth. He realized that his time on Viralaya had transformed him not just as an explorer, but as someone capable of understanding, guiding, and contributing to an entire civilization. Vera turned to him, her expression gentle yet full of authority. Alex, she said, you have learned, observed, and grown. You understand my people, our culture, and the responsibilities that come with leadership. Now, the choice is yours. You may accept the role I offered, not because I ask it, but because you wish it. Alex looked around at the palace, the gardens, and the city beyond. He saw the Viralians walking among their homes and schools, going about their lives with calm purpose. He remembered the battles, the lessons, and the countless moments when he had felt uncertain yet pushed himself to act. He realized that he had not only grown but had also earned their trust. I accept, Alex said finally, his voice steady. I want to be part of Viralaya. I want to help, to guide, and to learn. Not because I am commanded, but because I choose to. Vera's eyes softened, and a faint smile appeared on her face. That is all I wished for, Alex. True partnership comes from choice, understanding, and respect. You have shown all of these qualities. The palace prepared for a ceremony to celebrate the new alliance. Viralian leaders and scholars gathered, their faces bright with curiosity and respect. They had witnessed Alex's courage, intelligence, and dedication, and now they would formally recognize his place among them. As Alex stood beside Vera in the grand hall, he felt the weight of the moment. He was not merely an observer anymore. He was part of a story larger than himself, a story that connected humans and Viralians, knowledge and wisdom, courage and understanding. Vera spoke to the gathered crowd. Today, we honor not only the strength of our people but also the bond that can exist between worlds. Alex, a human from afar, has chosen to join us, to share his wisdom, and to guide with respect and courage. Together, we will grow stronger and wiser. The crowd responded with quiet reverence, acknowledging Alex's place among them. He felt a surge of pride, tempered with humility. He knew that this was not the end of his journey, but a new beginning, a chance to contribute, learn, and lead in partnership with a civilization that had already taught him so much. In the following days, Alex and Vera worked together to strengthen the bonds between humans and Viralians. They shared knowledge, created systems for mutual learning, and designed programs to explore new areas of science and culture. Alex taught Viralians about human innovations, while Vera showed him how to harmonize technology with nature and society. Their collaboration inspired both species, demonstrating how respect, understanding, and partnership could achieve remarkable results. Through their efforts, Alex felt a deep connection not only with Vera but also with her people. He learned to see the world through their eyes, appreciating the balance and thoughtfulness that guided every action. He realized that leadership was not about authority or power, but about wisdom, trust, and the willingness to listen and act with care. One evening, as the twin suns set and bathed the forests in golden teal light, Alex and Vera stood on the palace balcony. The city below was calm, peaceful, and alive with gentle activity. Alex felt a sense of fulfillment unlike anything he had experienced before. Viralaya has changed me, he said quietly. I came here as a visitor, but I leave this choice not as a visitor, but as part of your world. I understand what you meant about belonging. It is not given, it is earned, built through action and understanding. Vera nodded, her eyes reflecting the colors of the sky. Yes, Alex. You have earned your place. And in doing so, you have shown that humans and Viralians can learn from each other, grow together, and create a future built on respect and knowledge. Alex smiled, feeling a quiet pride. He knew challenges would come, as they always did, but he was ready. With Vera's guidance and the support of her people, he felt capable of facing whatever the future held. He understood that he belonged here, not because he was told to, but because he had chosen it, and because he had proven himself worthy. The ceremony concluded, and the people of Viralia celebrated the new alliance. Alex walked among them, feeling welcomed and respected. He had become part of a civilization far beyond his own world, and yet, he felt at home. As night fell and the twin moons rose, Alex stood beside Vera once more, looking at the glowing forests and cities below. Together, they would guide Viralia into a new era of knowledge, peace, and exploration. The bond they had formed based on respect, understanding, and shared purpose would shape the future, proving that courage, intellect, and partnership could bridge worlds. For Alex, this was only the beginning of a remarkable journey. He was no longer a visitor. He was a companion, a guide, and a part of a living, vibrant civilization. And with that choice, he had truly found where he belonged.